Welcome to the All About Real Estate Marketing podcast. My name is Nina Doiron and I'm your host. If you're a real estate professional or investor, this is the podcast for you. I think you'll agree with me that a house is likely the largest financial asset for the majority of the population. And like any other product, it needs to be marketed in order to attract the right buyers so that it can sell faster and sell for more. So the objective of this podcast is really simple. It's to share with you the greatest marketing strategies and tactics in order to help you set your property apart from its competitors, and of course, ultimately to help you grow your real estate business. Welcome back, everyone. Woohoo! March is finally here. I don't know about you, but I am so done with winter. So for this podcast episode, I wanted to talk about a topic that people often talk about: listed, they will come. Well, I recently read a headline this morning, in fact, that said that real estate prices soared in February. Yep, it's back. I think that we can safely say that we are now back in the seller's market, and multiple offers is the hot topic again. According to the latest Treb Market Watch report, as of February, there is only 1.9 months of inventory. That's pretty low, right? And so it's no wonder that the market is in such a frenzy. I also saw a new stat on the Treb report. I must admit, I haven't looked at the Treb report in a little bit. And looking back, I see that this new stat just started this year, in fact, in January. Did any of you notice this new stat? Prior to January, what we had was the average days on market, average DOM, right? Now we have actually two stats on that front. One is called the average property days on market, and it refers to the average number of days that a property was on the market before selling, irrespective of whether the property was listed more than once by the same combination of seller and brokerage during the original listing contract period. That's interesting, right? So there's a stat now that shows when a property, how long it took a property to sell while it was listed multiple times. And then the other stat, which is the one that we're used to, is it has been renamed to called the average listing days on the market. And it refers to the average number of days sold listings were on the market. So this is what we used to know is that the number of days that it took for the property to sell within this latest listing period, whereas the other one is across multiple listing periods, regardless if the property was listed with multiple brokerages or not. So that's interesting. And I found it interesting when I look at the two stats, and it pretty much identifies that there are listings that had to be relisted multiple times across all regions in Ontario, according to Treb. But let's get back to our topic today. Because of the current state of frenzy, many, and I do mean many agents and homeowners alike, think that if you list it, they will come. I don't know if you, our listener, believes in that. So my theory is that if all the stars are aligned, this definitely can happen. But then again, it can happen during a buyer's market too, right? If all the stars align, home sells during a buyer's market too. But because this podcast show is all about marketing and all about real estate marketing, I cannot emphasize enough about the importance of proper marketing. I mean, just because people are ready to buy does not mean that you stop marketing, correct? I mean, let's take a look at some luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, did I even pronounce that correct? I'm not sure, and Porsche. Do they have a marketing plan and a strategy? Of course they do. I may not see them because I'm not their target audience. But if I were, you bet that I would be hit with the best marketing tactics there would be. So just because on a whole, real estate seems to be doing really well, why do people think that they need to stop marketing beyond the standard cleanup and photos? Understanding who your target audience is for the property and setting the stage to market to them will help the property to do more than just sell. In fact, it will help it to sell for more. Isn't that what we're all after as sellers and agents, selling agents? That's right. In a seller's market, you want to target the folks who are willing and can afford to pay more. Remember, people don't just buy a roof over their heads, they're buying a lifestyle. So I'm going to share a story with you. As you know, I do own and operate a home staging and designing firm. We recently had the pleasure of designing a gorgeous penthouse condo in York Region. Now, I'm not much of a condo person, but this condo I would want to live in. We designed it to befit the luxury that is of this condo unit. I mean, it has an amazing outdoor living space that is 540 square feet of balcony. And it has 10 feet ceiling throughout. Anyway, it looked beautiful. The agent and the homeowners were obviously very pleased with the reveal and the outcome of the design. The agent listed the unit for more than $200,000 above other listings or other existing units in the building. In fact, there was another penthouse unit in the same building that had been on the market since November of 2019. The layout was a little bit different, but essentially about the same size with the same number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and parking space. I mean, the room measurements were slightly different, but on a whole, it's about the same size. Now, the beautifully staged and well-represented property sold in 7 days, and it set a new price benchmark for the entire building. Now, it is March, and 3 months later, the other unit still remains on the market and listed at $625,000, which by comparison is a huge steal. And yet, for some reason, it still remains on the market. Now, in this market where condos is such a hot buy. Now, we have so many stories like this to share, but the bottom line here is that if you think that if you just list it and they will come, then you are doing your brand, your business, your real estate business, and your client a disservice. If they don't know better, then you yourself as a real estate professional need to show them the way. It's time to reassess your marketing strategy to make sure that you are doing all that you can to help your clients sell as successfully as possible. Understanding your target buyer, their needs and their desires will help to guide the marketing plan that you need to have in place. Just listing it, they may not come because there are better competitive properties out there. Yes, competitive properties or competition still exists in the seller's market. A proper marketing strategy, including staging, will give buyers the desired lifestyle that they're after. So that is pretty much all that I have to share on this latest episode of the All About Real Estate Marketing podcast. I'd love to hear what you have to say and your thoughts and comments on that. So be sure to let me know. if you think differently or if things are working differently for you and your business and your market. In the meantime, have an amazing spring market. It's going to be a hot one. And if you're not using some sort of professional staging service in your real estate business now, it may be time to reconsider. Reach out to me. I'd love to have a chat with you. And if you disagree with what I have to say, I'd love to have a chat with you about that too. Anyway, until then, take care. Bye now. Thank you for listening to this latest episode of the All About Real Estate Marketing podcast. If you like this episode and the All About Real Estate Marketing podcast, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and of course share. If you have a tactic that works well and would like to be a guest on our show, reach out to me via email. My email is in the description. If you would like to learn more about real estate marketing and staging, visit my website, also in the description, to find out when the next Staging to Sell What Every Agent Should Know class is scheduled for. Marketing doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it's quite simple, so long as you make it all about the buyers. So until next time, take care.